Good evening, and welcome to our theater again. In this day and age, a name and a number in a card index file can imprison the mind and soul of a man every bit as thoroughly as handcuffs can confine his physical self. And that's why they serve as a theme for tonight's play. The setting of our story is, well, anywhere or nowhere. The time, yesterday, today, or in the tomorrows to come. The subject, what could happen when a man forgets the true meaning of freedom and sacrifices himself on the altar of regimentation? I'm very proud to present the famous comedian Buster Keaton, who, for the first time in his long career, plays a completely dramatic role. Also, we are fortunate in having James Hayter in a surprisingly different sort of part for him. The theme of Gogol's famous classic, The Cloak, has inspired a number of varied adaptations. And this new play of ours traces its origin to the same source. And now I'm very pleased to offer you The Awakening.
Attention, attention, attention. This is the State Diffusion Service. This is the State Diffusion Service. We remind you that all state entertainment programs will be interrupted at 1 o'clock today when the chief will speak to his people. The chief at 1 o'clock today. Attention, attention, attention. This is the State Diffusion Service. This is the State Diffusion Service. We remind you that all state entertainment programs will be interrupted at 1 o'clock today when the chief will speak to his people. The chief at 1 o'clock today.
Open up! Blazing hot. It's been burning for hours. Hours! Don't lie to me. Costs me more to light your room than all the other rooms put together. Everyone cheats me. Everyone lies to me. But it's impossible. I can't even make my expenses anymore. What's the use? I wouldn't mind if you were doing something, well, something important. But wasting good electricity on this silly game.
Silly game? Silly game. Why, the Bureau of Records holds our world together. For the first time in history, every human want is numbered.
Understand me, I don't say a word against the regime or our blessed chief. Not one single word.
Naturally not.
It's just that... Well, it's you I'm thinking about. Working night after night. Well, most men, when they have some time to spare, they will do all sorts of things. Going to the theater. They take out some silly girl. They visit each other. They play cards. They smoke a pipe.
I'm afraid I'm not what you call popular. 400,000 classifications. 400,000 serial numbers to remember. Think of that. One case in particular kept me awake half the night. It was that interesting.
Oh, greetings, Wandor.
Good morning.
Morning.
Oh, it's cold outside.
You were telling me about that interesting case. You were telling me.
Oh, well, that woman, white, female, 34, 2 children, ill with typhoid, needed new serum to save their lives. Now, 9 out of 10 men in my department would have filed that 7935-M. which would have been absolutely wrong because...
It's one of the rumors. He's got a coat that's falling apart. It's the funniest thing you ever saw. Looks like a torn teddy bear.
Some people just don't have any manners. But the coat could do with some mending.
Well, I was thinking of dropping by my tailor. I'll do it at lunch. A patch here and a stitch there will look as good as new.
Of course.
I'd better be going.
Except that he looks so funny.
1 minute. What happened to the children?
Children?
The children who have been sick. Did they get the serum in time?
Oh, I haven't the slightest idea, but it was numbered correctly. It was 78362-J, not M. How could it possibly be M? And how would I know about the children? That would be another department. Why do you ask?
No reason at all. Don't forget your tailor at noon.
Well?
Oh, is your husband the tailor in?
Do you see him?
No.
No, neither do I. Which means he's delivering a jacket, the sleeves of which he has lengthened. Which means he's sitting down with the owner of the jacket, having a long talk and a cheap cigar. Which means that he'll charge the owner of the jacket exactly half of what he should charge him. Which means that I shall have to go like a beggar this afternoon and try and get the rest of the money. Oh, wait. Who cares?
You haven't got your radio turned on. You're not listening to the chief's speech.
Speech? It's already time for his speech. Whatever's happened to this morning, I thought it was an hour away yet. Oh, I missed it.
Every one of you are in my deepest thoughts. Not one of all the faithful millions who call me chief shall be forgotten. Of that you may be sure. Not an hour passes without some new exciting plan to bring my people a happier tomorrow.
Just fill the house.
When the last enemy is destroyed, when his body lies broken and bleeding under our steel, then you will see what your chief has planned for you. Our little tots will grow as fat and pink as sausages, and grandfather and grandmother, they shall bask in warm sunlight in the sunset of their lives.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Oh, I must have dozed off. What time is it? Well, it's past my lunch hour. I'll be late for work. Here. Fix this. I'll pick it up at 7 o'clock.
Wait. The coat can't be repaired anymore.
Well, what are you talking about? You've done it dozens of times.
There's nothing left to fix. Cut it up and use it for shoelaces. Look at the trash people bring me. What am I? A tailor or magician?
Well, what's to be done?
You must have a new coat.
A new coat? Why, I hadn't figured on a new coat for at least 5 years. How much would a new coat cost?
I could make a nice coat for you for 200.
200? Oh, let's be sensible. I didn't come here for a new coat. I don't want a new coat. I don't expect miracles. Do the best you can.
Out of the question.
But don't you understand? I can't afford a new coat.
What's the matter?
Back to the kitchen.
I have hardly any money.
It will be such a fine coat. Corded frogs. Maybe even a little fur on the collar. I'll pour my heart into it. Do you know how long it's been since I worked on a new piece of material?
If I could only afford it.
It will be 3 months till the really cold weather starts. Cut your expenses to the bone.
How?
Do you send out your laundry? Buy a box of soap and do your own washing. Miss a few lunches every week. Instead of taking the bus or streetcar, couldn't you walk home from work? Do your heels wear out as fast as mine do? Added expense. Learn to walk only on your toes. Do you want a new coat or don't you? How much rent do you pay?
8.
Ask your landlord for a cut.
Landlady. Now, she'd never do that. I use too much electricity already.
Let her take the lights out.
And live in darkness for the next 3 months.
Without a warm coat, you will never live through the winter. When can you come in for the first fitting?
Do you like my new coat?
Can't believe it. It changes you so completely. You're handsome.
Now, in just a moment, after a brief message from our sponsor, we'll be back with Act 2 of our play tonight.
Isn't it incredible?
You wouldn't even recognize him.
For one thing, he looks at least 10 years younger.
What's going on here? What is it? What's going on?
Isn't there enough work here to keep you busy? Perhaps there are too many of you. Perhaps we could do with a few less.
I'm sorry, sir. It was my fault.
Oh, is it indeed? Well, my dear sir, may I ask what you mean by coming into my department and creating chaos?
Coming into your department? I work here.
You?
I can't believe it. It changes you so completely. You're handsome. Really handsome.
Age 43. Still an object? I believe you said it was just an overcoat.
Not just an overcoat. This was a very special overcoat. It had the finest material.
Overcoat. Well, I think that does it, sir.
Does it?
The report will be promptly filed and duly processed.
Yeah, but when do I get my overcoat back?
That's not my department, sir. You see, first it goes to the Bureau of Records for proper numbering.
And that would be 6397-T.
I beg your pardon?
That would be the correct number.
How do you know that?
Oh, I work in the Bureau of Records.
Then you should know the procedure.
Yeah, but my overcoat. I want my overcoat. I protest.
Did I understand you to say you protest?
Well, winter's here, and I've got an awful bad cold. And I've been so...
This gentleman protests.
You! Look at these. They're numbered all wrong. This is not how you used to do your work.
I'm sorry, sir.
Searching for the parents of an abandoned child? Since when was that a 35904-T?
Only 9 years old. Poor little lad.
Hmm?
It must be a lonely feeling to be left somewhere when you're only 9 and can't understand.
What difference does that make? Get it properly numbered. That's all you've got to worry about.
Yes, sir.
The only reason we took you back into this department is because you're supposed to be such an expert. And now, all these mistakes. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I really don't know. I guess it's because my overcoat was stolen.
Oh, the overcoat again. How many more times must I hear about the overcoat? Perhaps you'd feel warmer back in prison.
Won't nobody help me? Don't nobody care?
And so, citizen, when your pathetic letter was brought to my attention, when I saw to my horror all that you've suffered in trying to recover your overcoat, I felt tears of shame. Yes, shame sting my eyes. He cares. Is this but an idle boast? No. 10,000, 10 million no's. And to prove it once and for all, I have called you here today. And I'm having these words broadcast to the farthest frontiers of our land, so that all might know the living truth, that I care. I do care for every one of my people. So what is to be done for this simple man, this decent man who is now the victim of every blast of winter wind? Are we to shrug our shoulders and say there is no solution for his sufferings? Let me cry out the answer for all to hear. No! For we have found a solution. Successful action has already been taken.
You found my overcoat?
You listening in. Did you hear him cry out, "You have found my overcoat"? Citizen, we have done much more than find your overcoat. We have struck a blow for all men who may lose an overcoat. We have taken vengeance upon those who would make a mockery of our credo, "He cares." The officials in charge of every department dealing with your case have been dismissed in disgrace. Stripped of all power, totally and completely.
Your Excellency, Your Honor, what about my overcoat?
Tomorrow, dear friend, I assure you, you will receive a very different reception when you return to the various departments. And now this concludes my
You mean the Department of Investigation?
Yes.
The Department of Special Reports?
Of course.
And the Department of Emergency Welfare? And the Department of Reexamination? And the Department of Evaluation?
Certainly, all the departments. And now, dear friends, this concludes
And they'll still say my report has been properly filed and duly processed. You can keep dismissing them, stripping them of all power, disgracing them, and replacing them until the end of time, and it still won't get my overcoat back. And when I protest, they'll still throw me into prison, because it's not they. They're just part of a machine that was to give us so much happiness. This machine that reduces a broken heart to a number in a catalog that says a hungry child is nothing more than 26583-Y.
Stop him.
The machine that has made us forget what kindness, warmth, and pity means. When you say you care, you lie. You can't possibly care. None of us can care. We've forgotten how.
Stop him! Kill him!
This machine that has taken our souls.
No, wait. Listen.
So let the machine die with you. What have I done? What have I done?
And will bulge with all the good...
Wait up!
And so, dear friends, this concludes my report to you on my plans and hopes for a happier life.
This is the State Diffusion
dream.
Service. You have been listening
Only a
to
dream.
speech by our glorious chief.
What is it? What's wrong with you?
Oh, nothing. I'm all right. Fine.
All right. So now you have had your good sleep on the premises, so what you want?
It's past my lunch hour. I'll be late to work. Here. Fix this. I'll pick it up at 7 o'clock.
Wait. The coat can't be repaired anymore.
What?
There's nothing left to fix. Cut it up for shoelaces.
You said that before.
Look at the trash people bring me.
What would a new coat cost me?
I could make you a fine coat for 200.
With corded frogs.
Why not? Maybe even a little fur on the collar. I pour my heart into it. Do you know how long it's been since I worked on a new piece of material?
Oh, no.
What's bothering you? Without a warm coat, you will never live through the winter.
It wasn't a dream. It was a vision. A vision of what would happen if you made me the coat.
A vision? What are you jabbering?
Like in the dream. The coat would be stolen. And trying to get it back, I would discover how rotten everything is, what a farce everything is, and would be thrown into prison. And in the end, like in the dream, I'd go to the palace and I'd...
What am I, a tailor or a magician?
make me the coat.
We're all indebted to Buster Keaton and to James Hayter for their performances. Come and join us again, won't you? And you may be sure that we'll continue our effort to produce the best stories we can find from whatever part of the world we can find them. Good night, and thank you for watching us.